Just ignore me, delete me, move on with your life. Why are you getting upset? We're not spinning, and I'm not on a ball. That I know. That I know as a fact. My friends unfriended me, deleted me, we're not going to talk to you anymore, you've gone crazy. I haven't spoken to my dad in over a year because of it.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like we need to go and see the room next door.
Let's do it.
I feel like I'm going back to like a science lesson, like a new version of science. So is this what you teach your kids?
Yeah. That's what I teach everyone on my chat. Anyone who's willing to listen or who wants to learn about an alternative cosmology. Yeah. So this is the accepted model of the flat Earth.
So this is the normal model that the average flat earther would
say. So
yeah.
It's a flat Earth. They say there's a dome above us. So something enclosing us. They call it the dome.
Yeah.
So a lot of the religious scriptures talk about the dome above the Earth. And then they say the North Pole would be at the center. Mm-hmm. So there's ice at the North Pole. And then there's a big ice wall. This would be the South Pole. This would be Antarctica.
Yeah.
Going around the Earth. So your friend, when he flew around the world, he flew around the world. Right? So I don't believe that. I don't dispute the fact that he flew around the world. No one has ever circumnavigated the Earth north to south on the ball. Round that way. Around Antarctica.
Really?
No one.
Is there no reason?
Good point. The reason being because it's impossible, because the Earth is not a ball. So lots of circumnavigation east to west and west to east, but nothing going around.
So in this diagram here, can you fall off the edge?
So according to these flat earthers, a lot of these flat earthers,
this is the average flat earth conspiracy.
Yeah. A small amount of people. Some of them would say, in fact, most of them would say no, because there's a dome within us. So you'd hit the dome, you'd hit the edge, the barrier.
Has anyone ever done that and not recorded it?
No. There's no proof of that. There's no proof of that.
Because they're killed?
Because we're not allowed to. The Antarctic Treaty.
For sure.
But this is where it gets interesting.
Can we not see the dome? Like fire something up?
They have. So flat earthers have sent rockets up.
Yeah.
There are a couple of rockets that have been sent up.
Yeah.
And they've hit something. So they flying. They get to about 100, I forgot the figures, but they get to a certain altitude and literally they hit something, boom, and it just stops.
No. Yeah. Is there videos of that?
Yeah, there are YouTube videos about it, with it, where they've sent GoPros on a rocket.
No.
Yeah, loads.
Obviously, mate. I'm not being insulting when I'm saying this.
Yeah.
That just sounds like, what's that movie? The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Because they shoot the outside and they crack the dome to get out of the Hunger Games.
Alfie, a lot of the truth is encoded in movies, mate. So in films like The Hunger Games, Avatar, Game of Thrones, they're telling us some truths. There's a lot of truth in there. Hollywood is, I don't know if they're mocking us or if they're trying to tell us the truth so we slowly get used to the idea, if it's a kind of predictive program, we don't know. But what you discover as a flat earther is a lot of movies, The Truman Show.
Yeah, that's my favourite movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think there's more truth in that movie than there is fiction. There's more truth in The Truman Show than anything NASA ever tells us. Generally, this is the accepted model. Yeah. There are people who have claimed to have gone beyond. There's a guy called Admiral Byrd. Admiral Richard Byrd. He was in the US Navy in the 50s. And you need to research this guy. And there's a video. There's a video of him actually. It's called the Longines Chronoscope. That was recorded in 1958, I think.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about going beyond.
But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. An area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being.
And he was allowed to do that because he was
He was soon retired after that interview, but it's on YouTube. It's in black and white. But he was soon retired after that. And he says, I went beyond the ice, beyond the Antarctic, and I found new land the size of America, a place where no human being has ever been. And I have a feeling very soon we'll be fighting over resources out there, because there's lots of minerals, there's gold, there's oil, there's all kinds of things. And a lot of nations at the moment, we're all fighting about who's going to go there and claim what. So he claims to have gone beyond the pole.
So do you think these like, and let's just say 50 people that run the world?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
I think more.
These few people that run, how many? 100? 1,000?
A few. When we say run the world,
Well, like the families that are...
a few hundred.
So say 200 people.
Let's say 200 people.
Do you think they're chilling out here and then coming back inside and then coming back out, and they've got all the resources? So when we're like, oh damn, global warming, we're like ruining the planet, we need to start using less fossil fuels, they're just chilling out here using all the fossil fuels and they're popping back in?
Possibly, that's a theory. A lot of flat earthers are theorizing and saying that maybe, yeah.
Is there any incredibly wealthy flat earthers that are willing to just
Not at the moment.
fly over that edge?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. And then that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping it gets to a stage where one person with enough money and resources will catch on to this and go, I'm going to put some money into this.
This I just feel like this is an Elon Musk vibe.
But Elon Musk is part of the of that system. He's part of the controllers. He's in that Illuminati
Do you
family.
think?
Of course he is.
So would you say to me and Morgan and everyone watching this now to be skeptical of all of this and not necessarily believe what you're saying?
Don't take my word. Don't take my word for it and just go, oh, this guy's figured it out. He's got all the answers. Absolutely not. This is all theoretic, by the way. This is definitely theoretic. I can't prove any of this. Just like I can't prove, or no one can prove that the Earth is spinning, or a ball, or a globe, and there are some people upside down and some people on top. It's all theoretic. What I can prove, what I can say to you right now, what is a fact, right now, according to my reality, I am not spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
But is it not so big you wouldn't even know?
Are you saying that because that's what you were told?
No, I'm just asking.
Well, that's what we were told.
Yeah.
But how do I know? I don't know. I've not seen how big it is.
Yeah.
So how do I know? I can choose to blindly believe it and go, well, someone says it's too big to feel the spin, so I'm just going to believe it.
Yeah.
Or I can choose to say, well, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
That's not good enough evidence for me. Just being told something and just believing it is not good enough for me. A lot of people don't know how big the Earth is. It's only 24,000 miles around. So it's not that big. It curves 8 inches every square mile. Which is not, that's curvature we should be able to see with, 6, 12 miles. That should be a few feet down. So it's not that big, according to mainstream science.
Wait, so one thing we haven't touched on yet. Do you not believe in gravity?
No.
You don't believe in gravity?
Of course not. The theory
Well,
of
you can't say
gravity.
of course. Yeah, okay.
I don't believe in the theory. It's still a theory. It's never been proven.
Yeah, everything's a theory.
Right? I'll tell you what I do know.
Yeah.
That's not theoretic.
Yeah.
Mass, weight, and buoyancy. You, right now,
Yeah.
are down because the molecules of your body
Yeah.
are denser than the air around us. So you're on the ground.
But then at what point do I just say,
But if I filled you up with helium,
yeah,
what would you do?
float?
Right? You
Yeah.
float off the ground because now the mass of your body is lighter than the air around you. No need for gravity.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't know all the scientific facts. Like, there's thousands of people that can back up scientific answers better than I ever could. At what point do I turn around and say, look, hey, I don't even know, hey, you're real. I don't believe in anything.
That's a good point.
Prove to me that you are physically there, that you are choosing to do and say what you say.
That's a good point. So
then do I start questioning, like, whoa, is my girlfriend real?
no. Here's a good point. The only thing, there's a difference between a belief and a knowing.
Yeah.
Right? Belief is based on second-hand information. Right? So if I tell you there's a Tesco's around the corner,
Yeah.
if you've never seen it with your own eyes, you can either choose to believe me or not.
Yeah.
So you can say, well, I trust you.
Yeah.
You must be right. There's a Tesco
Be
out
a
there.
pretty shit lie.
Right?
Yeah.
It could be a lie, it could be true.
Yeah.
You can choose to believe me or not.
Is there a Tesco?
It's only when you walk out
Yeah.
yourself and you see Tesco with your own eyes in your own reality, and you can touch it and you can
Yeah.
see it, then you can say, I now know as a fact
Yeah.
there is a Tesco around the corner because I've seen it. Then it becomes a fact.
Yeah.
Right? So that is the difference. So right now you are a fact.
But what about
When I was
the
talking
whole
to-
like
when I-
simulation theory and like things like?
that's crazy. That's crazy talk as far as I'm concerned, because now you're.
Are you not open to exploring that?
I am.
You're open to
I
exploring
am.
other things?
I am, but it's all theoretic. That is when it becomes a conspiracy theory. So like I said to you, I always try and start with the facts.
Yeah.
And the facts are something you can verify with your own common senses, which is where the word common sense comes from. If anything cannot be corroborated with your common senses, assume it's nonsense. Nonsense.
At what point do you turn around and say, okay, maybe for everyone, maybe the reason, maybe they are hiding that the Earth is actually flat or that the world's run by 200 people, but maybe the reason why they're hiding all of that is just to keep everything simple, keep everyone happy, and just enjoy their life. And if everyone started questioning each individual thing, and you had 8 billion people trying to go up to Earth, trying to go up to space to see that it's round, it's like causes fucking mayhem, and it's just like, look, let's just keep everyone chilled and just like enjoy the 70, 80 years they have on the planet.
That's a good point.
Just keep it super simple.
That's a good point. And that could be an argument for the so-called controllers, the elite.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe it's good.
And that
what
would be
they're doing.
good if the world was a nice place.
The extremities that you've gone to be able to find your research, quitting your job, potentially losing friends and family and stuff. If everybody went through that same thing and that was the norm, that's quite a lot of pressure on everybody as an individual to find the answers themselves.
Well, that's
At what point do you just trust someone else, or do I say, okay, cool, I trust you, the Earth's flat, now I'm happy, I can carry on my life?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, not everybody can do what you've done. It's quite extreme.
So I'm an extreme case, and I'm not saying everyone who sees this and decides to look into it should lose friends and upset everyone.
Sure.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Do not do that. That is something that I personally did, and I've done this as my life's work and profession, and that's my calling, that's my passion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone on Earth should do this. Obviously not. I'm not saying you should go home and start researching flat Earth, right? Even if you go home and decide, well, actually it probably is flat, move on with your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But for me, what I'm saying is, for me, I feel like I have a responsibility to share this.
Yeah.
And a lot of flat Earthers
So do you think there's bigger conspiracies than flat Earth?
Definitely. So this is what I'm saying.
What kind of thing?
Well, so this is what I'm saying. So a lot of flat earthers believe it's flat.
Now
like
we're
that.
going in.
There's a dome.
Yeah.
And they say that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
And I always say to them, why? Why are you being closed-minded again? You've opened your mind to the idea that we've been lied to about other things.
Yeah.
How do you know that there's more to it?
Yeah.
And this is what led me to this big model.
So this is unique to you. This is not the norm, flat Earth. This is the norm.
Yeah.
That's here. This is
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So this is not based on just my own ideas.
For sure.
There are cultures.
But it's more unique. But
it's more unique. Yeah. In today's flat Earth community, it's a lot more unique. So many.
Did you take this along 2 places?
I do, yeah. With the conference, Flat Earth conference, beginning of the year, I took it and presented it there. So I definitely believe that there's more land beyond the Antarctic. There's even more land beyond that. There are other
Do you think
civilizations.
you'll ever explore that yourself?
Yes.
In your life?
I think so. I plan to. Definitely plan to.
Would you ever do anything drastic and like try and get across the...
I almost did.
Really?
Yeah, I almost did. We were supposed to go this year with a couple of friends. We did a couple of crowdfunding. We got some few sponsors to, but it just didn't work out. Not
To go
enough
to
time.
the Antarctic yourself?
So not to go out, but to go in.
To go in where?
So here's another bombshell.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
I think I'm ready.
So not only do I think there's more land on the outside,
Yeah.
I think there's more land on the inside, in the North Pole. I think there's a continent in the North Pole.
Okay.
Right? What cultures call the Garden of Eden, Hyperborea, Agartha, I think is at the North Pole. Okay.
And how's that come about?
So there's a lot of literature and research around this. There are even maps that were cartographed in the 1800s.
And are we allowed here?
There isn't a treaty not allowing people to go there. but it's difficult to go there. When we tried to go there, we couldn't get any pilots, we couldn't get any sailors who would even discuss going beyond 85 degrees latitude.
Why is that?
Because what happens is apparently all communications are lost. So when you get to a certain point, 85
And does
degrees...
this also sync with the round Earth?
With the round Earth, yeah.
So you also... These people just don't go there even though when the Earth is round?
Even if the Earth is round, no one has been...
No one's been?
To the 100th degree, right on top.
No one's been?
No, not officially. You're made with the plane.
We need to get there.
Let's fly there. Let's go there. Beyond the Aurora Borealis, right to the 100 inside. The problem is, what people say is, the magnetics of your plane start to gyrate. They start to lose their compass.
Yeah.
Because there's high frequency of magnetism at the center.
Yeah.
People haven't gone there or can't go there.
Yeah.
Again, Admiral Byrd, the same guy who went on the outside, claims to have gone on the inside and met beings there.
Human looking?
Human looking.
The 200 people?
No, not 200 people, a different race of beings called the Aryans, the Ariana. Tall, blonde, blue eyes, very tall, like almost giants if you like. Mammoths.
But why would it... I don't want to
a whole
laugh.
different race of people.
Oh, you can... I mean... Why would people want to make this... Why would people want to hide that? What's the positive with hiding that?
Because if you hide the truth about the universe, you keep everyone imprisoned here. If everyone...
So do you feel imprisoned being where you are now on Earth?
Now that I know this, yes.
You feel like a prisoner?
Yeah.
Really?
Because if there is more land out there, I want to go and explore it. I want to go see it. Why aren't I allowed to go there? Why would the Antarctic Treaty stopping me?
Is that not sad? Like, do you ever wish that you didn't discover this?
No. It's empowering. Because, I'll tell you what's not empowering. When I was at school, I was told there's nothing to discover. Everything that is to be discovered has been discovered.
Yeah.
Everything that is to know has been known. There's nothing don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Right? So that was even more of a prison. But now, yes, I feel prisoned, but at least I can see beyond the prison walls. I now know that, there's more to discover.
Yeah.
Like, there's more out there to find. Like, the world is a lot bigger than we've been told. There's so much out there we can find. There are other races of beings, cultures, all kinds of things. Animals, who knows what is out there to discover.
Has there ever been any pictures or anything?
No, not photographs. But lots of accounts of people who claim to have, like I said, claim to have gone to these places and seen these things.
And you don't believe it because you haven't seen it firsthand. But you understand that
I believe it, but I don't know it. So I choose to believe it because it corroborates with my research and with other things and my model and everything else. So it all comes in together. So I choose to believe it. But it's a belief. I don't know it because I've not seen it with my own eyes.
Would you bet your life on it?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Wow.
If someone said to me, let's get on a plane and let's fly to this place, the center, let's try and get there. But we might crash on the way because of the magnetics and all that. I'll say let's do it.
You'd do it?
Oh, definitely. In a heartbeat. So for me, when I stand and I think to myself sometimes, let me question this. Is this model of this ball spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and then spinning at 65,000 miles an hour around the sun, then spinning at 550,000 miles an hour with the sun around the universe, and then whizzing through space at God knows how many millions of miles an hour. Right now, this is all happening and I can't feel or sense any of it. Right? To me, that makes no sense. But when I say to someone, right now you feel like
so
you're not
this
moving.
Doesn't spin or move or anything?
No, it's
so
not
what's
spin.
it balancing on?
Hey? It's inside. Okay, now we're getting really deep.
Really?
If you now look at ancient cultures, they talked about something called the cosmic egg.
So I don't know about that, but yeah.
Right. So the idea is, mainstream science kind of does tell us the truth sometimes, but it's a half truth. So the universe is a ball.
Okay.
But we are inside the ball. Okay. In other words, there's something called electromagnetism, an electromagnetic torus field. That's the universe. Our whole universe is inside an electromagnetic torus field.
What does that mean?
It's just basically an energy field.
Yeah.
So NASA talks about this cosmic background radiation.
Yeah, for sure.
It's in the universe.
Yeah.
So that is what is holding our universe together.
Okay.
All our planets, everything. But the Earth, instead of being a ball inside this, is flat inside this. Similar to this. Like this. So this would be the electromagnetic torus field.
So we're in a giant egg.
We're in a giant egg, if you like. But it's an electromagnetic torus field. It's electromagnetism.
You see
And this is the plane of the Earth. And this is what the ancient cultures called the great deep, the waters below. And the Earth sits on the great waters. So this would be the Earth sitting on the waters. And around each of these realms, there's an electromagnetic torus field, what NASA calls the Van Allen belts.
So that rocket that you spoke about earlier hit the belt.
Yeah, the Van Allen belt, the electromagnetic radiation field. So I don't think the dome is a solid, glass bowl. Like
It's not like the Truman Show.
No. It's an energy field. And even NASA, and this is what a lot of people, NASA, in one breath, they say we can't get past the Van Allen belts.
Yeah.
We've never been to space because we can't get past that. But we're working on technology to get past it.
Yeah.
You then ask, so how did you go to the moon? The moon is supposed to be beyond the Van Allen belts. How did you do it in 1968, 50 something years ago? But you're saying now you can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? So
there's quite a few people that have been to the moon, isn't there? There's been 12 people, is it? That have been to the moon?
12 people, yeah, apparently.
And different times as well.
No, all happened during that time.
But it's in different visits to the moon.
Yeah, during the 4 years.
All different visits.
During the 4 years, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And all of them were working for NASA.
Yeah. Yeah. But there have been teachers and stuff like that who have been up to space.
No, who've been up to high Earth orbit. So I think when they say we're going into space, I don't think they're going beyond this, because this would be outer space. They're just going really high up into the thermosphere. So if you're up here and you're looking down, this is where the ISS is. It's in high Earth orbit, inside the electromagnetic Van Allen belt. Mm-hmm. So they're not actually going beyond it.
What about people like Virgin? Virgin Galactic that they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Would that not be happening? Do you see what I mean?
Well, I'm still waiting for it to happen.
But if it happens...
In 2006, they announced it.
Yeah. So if that happens, surely the 200 people...
They'll be up here.
They won't be outside.
They won't be outside. So if they flew up here, and they were up here, and they were like, see, we're in space, everyone go, yeah, see?
Is there an easier way to prove if you're here compared to here?
No, that's the problem. There's no way me and you can prove it. So if they were here, and they're telling us they're out here, me and you would know the difference. But what happens
if they're out here, and then you're telling them they're here?
How would I know?
That's what I'm saying. How do you know either way?
That's the problem. And that is the issue that we're having. So in a nutshell, I believe there are lands at the center as well. This is the so-called Garden of Eden, blah, 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 blah.
These have got different names in here.
Yeah.
So how do you know the names?
So the Vedic cultures, especially the Vedics, they talk about this a lot, about this place.
Yeah. Who's the Vedics?
The Vedics are Indian people from a region in India.
Yeah.
And they've got these scripts called the Vedic scripts, basically, the Puranas, that go back thousands of years. And they've got a lot of these truths, ancient truths that have been hidden. So they say, basically, that there is a land beyond the North Pole where there are beings. In fact, all ancient cultures say the same thing. The Kemetic Egyptians said the same thing. The Dogons, the Nordics, the Celtics, they all talked about this place. Hyperborea.
You got your postman. Surely someone like an Elon Musk, he's got enough money.
Let's do it. So I think people like Elon Musk know about this place, and they're probably not allowed to go there.
Or maybe they're chilling there. Maybe they are there.
On the outside, I think so, yes, but not on the inside.
Why not on the inside? But it could just be that's where his family go on holiday.
Possibly. I don't think so, because there's a lot more, and this, I don't want to get into it,
yeah.
But there's a lot more deeper spiritual stuff that goes with this.
For sure.
But I astrology and all that. But
Yeah.
that's for another time.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if there's anyone out there watching this, of your thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers,
Yeah.
and you've got money,
Yeah.
let's explore. We could be the new Columbuses. Let's get a plane. Let's get a boat. Let's sail there. Let's go. Let's see.
How much would it cost?
And if there's nothing there, there's nothing. We've gone the furthest anyone's ever been.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's still cool.
That's still cool. If there is something, holy shit.
We don't tell anyone. We enjoy that. We enjoy that and keep it to ourselves.
So maybe that is what's happening. Maybe there are people going there and going, I'm not going back and telling no one. This place is paradise. I'm staying here.
What are these things? So this is us. This is the Earth.
This is.
Oh,
the
sorry.
Earth.
This is us. This is the Earth in here.
Yeah, where
this
we
is
are.
us. What's this bit?
This bit would be another realm or dimension.
So this isn't like, where's Mars?
So these would be the planets.
Okay.
Okay, so the
The planets are still like, they're still solid. The planets.
No, they just look like luminaries. I've seen the planets through cameras and they just look like lights. Mars, Venus.
For sure.
They just look like lights.
They're spherical. They're not round.
I don't know. They could be round. They could be circles. They could just be lights. I don't know. I've just
Okay.
put this for
Yeah.
demonstrative
Just so
purposes.
that there's something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
Stars.
So these would be the stars. This is what's known as the firmament above us. So when we look up in the sky
Yeah.
and we see all the stars,
Yeah.
this is what we're
What are
looking
they?
up at.
Is it just a plane?
It's a plane above the earth. Yeah,
Just flat planes. So
A
it's
flat
a bit like
plane.
a sandwich, like flat.
absolutely. So you hear a lot of the.
Unlimited flat. Could this ever come down like? Whoosh?
I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But this is what the biblical or religious scriptures say. God separated the waters above from the waters below. The waters above would be the firmament, the atmospheres, and the waters below are the actual waters.
Okay. So does this place here?
Yeah.
No
If
one's
you
ever-
flew. So Admiral Byrd says he flew from America, right?
Yeah.
He flew south, went beyond the South Pole, and he found an island the size of America that no man had ever been to. And then he flew back, and then he did that interview and talked about it.
But how after that? Or
Oh,
someone does that.
yeah.
How is there not like 200 planes?
I know. Maybe they are. That's what we're saying. So those who know about this, the elite, I think possibly. Who's to say they're not going out there? They're
I
not
want to use
flying
this
out there.
just because I feel like a teacher.
How do we know? How do we know all our gold is not being siphoned up here?
What happens? So when they send a rover to Mars,
This is where it becomes tricky, right? These planets are all different suns and moons for the different realms.
When you say a realm, what are we talking just another world?
Another world.
We're not talking like another like you're not also in this one and you're not also in this one.
No. It's a
It's not
different
like,
world.
it's not like an
It's a
alternate
different place.
reality.
No,
So if we went over to like there, like what's the time?
they probably have a different time system, a different everything. It's a different dimension.
so they're living in the seventh dimension, or
Yeah.
who knows?
If you like.
Wait, so when we go from here to here,
Yeah.
you fly over.
You've gone into another dimension technically.
So it's not just like over a big wall, which is the
It
opposite.
is, but once you get past the electromagnetic field,
Oh, so there's no field on this one.
there is a field around here, there's a
Yeah.
barrier.
And then
But
I
if
come
you
through.
can get past that field of barrier, you're now into another reality.
And they've got their own field.
They've got their own fields for another world beyond that.
And our world to get into our world.
Yeah, so if these people's out
I
here,
feel like
I know you've jumped right into the deep end.
What I'm feeling right now is like we're describing some like game of Warhammer or something like this.
They're
Like,
all- they're
I
all-
don't mean to be
You're
insulting.
right.
It's hard to accept this is what we're actually talking about is the world.
I know.
Because we're just so blasé about like crossing over just this little wall here. You see, you fly over this little
Game of
wall.
Thrones.
But we're talking about like this is genuinely
Reality.
what you believe. This
Yeah.
is your reality.
This is my reality. Absolutely. So our sun and moon are small and local to us. So when the sun is on this side of the earth, it's daytime here and nighttime there.
Yeah.
And they rotate that way, like a yin and yang. So that's how time works. On the outside here, their sun and moon is Mars and Venus. So their moon is Venus and their sun is Mars, and they rotate around.
Are either of them hot? To like
Yeah.
warm?
So Mars would be hot like our sun.
Okay.
So Mars is a sun like we have our sun Apollo,
Yeah.
right? And Venus would be a moon like we have our moon. On the outside, their sun and moon is Saturn and Jupiter. So Saturn is the sun of this
And
last
this is
realm.
what you teach your children.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Venus is, Jupiter is the moon of this realm. So they regulate time and space and matter.
Pluto, that's not a planet anymore.
No, it's not. No.
Not for you either.
That's why I've stopped here. If there were more planets, then I would be able to syncretize that with this model.
Do you think there is more planets? We just can't see them yet.
Possibly.
So again, this ending here isn't really an ending. It's just that you can picture at the moment. That's
Yeah, well, the
ending, but you do
information that I
believe it
have
goes on and on.
could go on and on.
It could.
Could. I'm open to that.
Because I've read like flat earthers who say like you get to the end of here, without knowing, you get teleported back to this side.
Yeah, I've heard that as
and
well.
then you can come back.
I don't believe that.
And I find that hard to comprehend.
There isn't any evidence or anything that or any reasoning to prove that is something that could happen. Does that make sense? Someone just needs to walk in here and say, right, Martin, you're an idiot. Let's get on a plane. I'll show you that this doesn't exist.
And then you'll
Let's
be
do
like,
it.
cool.
I'll be like, let's do it. Let's go. Show me. Prove it.
Sorry, I'm not home for dinner tonight.
Just going over the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that's gone drastically the other way that was an extreme flat earther and now doesn't believe that?
I haven't met anyone. I haven't met anyone who's gone from being ball earth to being flat earth and back to ball earth.
You haven't?
I haven't met or heard of anyone. I know thousands of flat earthers.
Really?
No one. All flat earthers were once globe earth believers,
For sure, because that's what
Yeah,
you
that's what you want,
what
yeah.
you're thinking.
but I haven't met anyone who's gone the other
Other
way.
than your kids. They're
Other than
born
my
into-
kids,
They're
yeah.
born into thinking that the earth... Or did they think? Were they brought up originally? How old
my
were they?
older one is 6.
Yeah.
So
At one point he did think
that
the earth
spinning
was...
ball, yeah. But the younger one, who's just turned 4, he's pretty much grown up a flat
Yeah,
earther.
a flat earther.
Yeah. Let's explore, right? Let's prove this wrong. That's what science is about. Science is about discovery, right?
For sure.
So this is a scientific theory. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Let's go on a plane. Let's get on a boat. Let's sail to these places. If we get to the North Pole and there's nothing but ice and we go over the North Pole, the 100th degree latitude,
Yeah.
and come out the other way, I'll come back and say, oh, I was wrong.
Would you come back and say, I'm going to shrink that up,
Yeah.
it's still flat?
Yes.
You wouldn't come back and go, okay, if that's wrong, maybe other stuff is wrong
No,
as
I
well."
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'll say it's still flat until proven otherwise.
So you need a picture out here with none of this of the world being spherical.
Absolutely. I
And
was
you
wrong.
genuinely don't mind if you were proven wrong. You're-
I want to be proven wrong.
Okay. Because my worry would be
I want to be proven wrong.
somebody, you go to space one day and then you say the windows were concave and it made the world look like it was turned.
Yeah.
Or the window wasn't a window, it was actually a 17K TV quality and it was actually not really a window.
Which is a possibility. But give me the opportunity to discern that myself.
For sure.
Let's have the opportunity. Let's at least have the opportunity. If I then come back and say that, then at that point I wouldn't mind if people then came and said you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because they'll say, well, what more can we do for you? We've sent you up there, you've seen it, you're making excuses. I'd admit that.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I don't even need to go and see it for myself.
Yeah.
Should
Should we sit that back
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Have you shown everything that you wanted to show?
I think
here?
you have. Yeah.
When you said about, like, if you went up to space, you still didn't believe in that, you'd be like, okay, we've been told that you were crazy. Do you think any of this has driven people to question too much in life, that they, like you're saying that everything you've experienced from this, and you would never turn it back, you would never go back to being a spherical ball earth believer?
Not never.
Unless we're wrong, but you wouldn't want to. If I could click a button, if I give you a button now and I said press this button, you'll
And
go back
to
and you'll
2
just
years.
like have a job, everything like that. Press the button.
No, I wouldn't. When we're born, from the day we're born to when we go to school, when we watch TV and all those movies and stuff, we are programmed to think and behave a certain way. People don't know this, but we are all programmed. We all have the same thoughts. We all think we live in a ball. Most of us, we're taught the same things at school. Everyone on earth.
Yeah.
So it's a programming. We all watch the same movies, the same news. So when you find something, right, that's outside the program,
Yeah.
if you like the matrix, if you like, you wake up from the matrix. This is why people say, oh, there's an awakening. People are waking up. Wake up, man. Right?
Yeah.
There's a conscious awakening. Now we're getting to the spiritual side of things. You wake up. You realize, wow, I've been inside this bubble, this matrix,
Yeah.
where I only thought that the world was in this box. And then you find something, all of a sudden you're outside the box and you're looking and you're going, shit, there's more beyond this. Then you see everyone else walking around with their boxes. And you're almost trying to wake everyone else up and say, hey, mate, look, wake up.
There's more going on.
There's more going on here. And everyone's going, no, I like my box.
And are you cool with people liking their boxes?
That's fine. You're not ready to wake up, you carry on going. You carry on. Just like the Matrix. Like I said, movies, there's a lot of factual information. That's what that's the allegory in the movie Matrix. That's what they're trying to tell us. That's what's happening here. So the Neos are waking up. The human beings that are evolving are waking up and they're going, whoa, shit. There's more to life than just making money and waiting to die.
Do you meditate or anything?
I do, yeah.
You do?
Absolutely.
Have you ever heard of like ayahuasca and DMT and stuff like that?
Yep.
What do you think about those kind of drugs?
Brilliant. They help your consciousness tap into different dimensions or different portals of consciousness.
Yeah.
They help you step out of the matrix, if you like, for a bit.
Yeah.
The programming for a while. So a lot of people have had their awakening, if you like.
Yeah. By taking a drug.
By taking those things.
So those who are watching who don't know, there's, DMT, ayahuasca, there's different drugs that people can take for like a trip that people often experience these same things within the trip. So a lot of people get fired out of a cannon and then will be out of body before the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Out of the world. There isn't humans yet, there isn't stuff, and people often experience similar things, and then when they come back around after like a 20-minute trip or so, and it's all done in certain ways with like shamans and stuff like that. They learn so much about themselves and about the world, and some people like completely just changes their lives from like one trip.
Absolutely.
Have you tried any stuff like that?
I have. I've done a few mushrooms before.
Yeah.
They're called magic mushrooms. So I've done that once, which was last year actually, last summer. And yeah, very, very enlightening, extremely enlightening.
Would you have tried that prior to
No.
like 10 years ago?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't. Prior to all of this happening to me, this awakening that I had 2 years ago, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I know. That's another conversation for another time. So unlike a lot of flat earthers, I do believe in extraterrestrials. So most flat earthers will say space doesn't exist, extraterrestrials don't exist, all of that is nonsense, it's just us, a dome, and God or whatever outside. And I say absolutely not, no. In fact, now I'm sure extraterrestrials exist and outer space exists. Outer space not being going out there, but going out that way.
Yeah.
So when people like NASA say they're going to Mars, I don't think they're going to Mars the luminary. I think it's code for they're going to the land where Mars is the sun. Next round. Right? So they talk to us in code. When they say we're sending a probe to Saturn, I don't think it's Saturn the sun.
Do you think those people are aware themselves that astronauts are so... Neil Armstrong,
He knows. He would know.
do you think he's aware
Yeah.
that he didn't go to the moon?
Well, of course he didn't, because he was part of the staging, of the acting.
Okay, somebody...
But his secretary, if
Yeah.
he had a secretary or a PA, probably wouldn't have known. Or possibly wouldn't have known. His family might not know. Or have known. So he's sworn to secrecy. He's part of the Freemasons or Illuminati or whatever. And they're sworn to secrecy. You keep this with you to the grave. So to the rest of the world, he's only
I
a
just don't know
handful
if
of
that's
people.
possible anymore, keeping stuff with you to the grave.
Why not? People do it all the time in families. How many people do you know? I've got people in my family who died, and then you find out, holy shit, they had this secret their whole life, and no one knew about it. I had no idea Uncle so-and-so was gay. He was married, he had kids, he never told a soul. And then he dies, and you find all this information, you're like, shit! How did no one know?
Because surely you want to be that one person that debunks the planet. That's you.
That's us. I'm not the only one. There are many of us.
Yeah.
I'm one of thousands. I'm not special. I'm not unique in that way. There are many people in your position with a huge following, young people who are open-minded, yeah,
Yeah.
who will not have this conversation. They don't want it because
But I don't know why.
Neither do I.
I'm all up for the conversation. A lot of people that I've sat, like, a lot of people that I've told that I'm coming here to chat with you today have been like, you sure you want to get involved in that?
Yeah.
But I don't get what I'm getting involved in. Am I not aware of what I'm getting myself involved in?
What are you getting yourself involved in? You're only asking questions. Right? You can walk out that door,
Because
move on with your life,
for me,
and that's it.
The worst comes to worst is like, none of what you're saying is real.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it. I can guarantee you, when you release this on your channel, look at the comments.
Yeah.
There's going to be a ton of negative comments. This guy's an idiot. Why are you giving him airtime? Why are you speaking to these crazy conspiracy theorists? This is stupid. Blah, blah, blah. Go
But
and
that's
die.
fine. I'm fine with all of that though.
Yeah.
I'm fine with all of that because...
But that's what people fear. They fear that attack. They fear that attack. And a lot of YouTubers, again,
Yeah.
fear that they'll lose subscribers.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, maybe a lot of my subscribers will unsubscribe now because I'm saying something that they really don't like. So there's a fear of that as well.
But I understand it, like, and again with the family members and the friends and partners and stuff, the fear of losing viewers, loved ones, whatever. I understand that if you were being incredibly preachy, trying to tell everyone in your life they have to believe that thing.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But if it's just your belief and you're choosing to research it in your own time, and then but when you go to the pub with your friends you don't discuss it, just like I don't discuss how the earth's round, that's okay. But it just depends.
It's a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah.
I think it's rare to find someone who finds flat earth and doesn't want to talk about it.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's just such an amazing... It's like, let's go back 200 years ago. If we're in the UK, in England, or 300 years ago, before they discovered Africa, for instance, right? And people in England, normal people living here, have never seen a black person, they've never seen an African, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's discovered that there's another world out there with people that look different to us, speak different from us, live different to us. Right? Isn't that all you want to be talking about? You'd be like, oh my god, like, I don't want to talk about the football, man. Let's talk about this world of these beings. Like, what the hell? Like, what is that? Are we going to go there? That's all you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because you've discovered something amazing. So, this is what happens with flat earth. People discover flat earth, they're like, oh my god. It opens a whole new can of worms, a whole new conversation, a whole new topic.
Yeah.
So now I find it difficult to have small talk and just talk about...
Do you have any other friends that don't want to talk about that and you're okay with that and you just talk about the kids and what, like, obviously not, I was going to say work, but not your work.
I do.
Your wife's work?
Yeah. I do, but I wouldn't say they're friends that we hang out with.
You wouldn't have them over for like drinks or...
Nah, not... Birthday, so my son had a birthday. I invited the family that does talk to me. They came over. They're not flat earthers or anything.
Yeah.
They were here for the afternoon. We sat, we had a small chat. And that's it. And I probably won't see them for another 5-6 months.
Really?
Till the next birthday. And I'm happy with that. And they're happy with that. And
But
we were civil.
Are you not happy to have them, like, just meet them in town, go shopping?
No.
And just chat about...
I couldn't.
Do you do things like that? Do you do?
Yeah, of course I do. So
No, I'm being serious. Like,
yeah.
Or do you see that as time away?
No.
Do you spend time going to town or going shopping, or do you see that as time away from research?
No, I've got a life. I coach my son's football.
Yeah.
So my son's got he plays for a football team and I'm the coach. So I've got a life.
Yeah.
I coach the football team. I'm involved with that, with the kids. I do activities. We go on holidays. We go camping. We do normal things like normal human beings.
For sure.
Right? The difference is when other people are going out clubbing or going to the pub or watching football on TV, I'm researching.
Yeah.
That's what I do in my spare time. That's the only difference.
The main thing that I've taken that I think I really like personally is just to an extent question stuff. Personally for me, questioning everything unless I saw it myself
Absolutely.
is a bit too far for myself.
Right.
I just don't have the time, the energy, or personally just the need to have everything verified personally.
Yep.
But I definitely think just questioning the reality, questioning the norm
Yep.
is a great thing.
Brilliant.
I think so.
Brilliant. Be open-minded.
Yeah.
Critically look at everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, just live your life and enjoy it.
But I'm glad that there's, even if other people aren't glad there's people like you, I'm definitely glad that there's people like you who are questioning things, because if they were to be right, everyone would benefit.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Unless the 200 people get us.
No, they won't. No, they won't. Going into another conversation, I won't go into too deep into it, but
Yeah.
there is a time and place for everything in the universe, and I think these 200 people who control the world want the truth to come out now, which is why they're allowing us to talk using their platforms, which is why they're putting things in movies, in books.
Yeah.
They're slowly conditioning us. In fact, we always make a joke in the flat earth community that we're being used as pawns for the elite. Because if they came out tomorrow and went, announcement, you know, everything we've been telling you is a lie.
But surely they can't, because we don't know who they are.
Well, if they did,
Yeah.
the world would go nuts. Everyone would be like, we need to get these people,
Yeah.
they need to be in prison, they need to be killed.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Why have you been doing this to us?
Well, imagine tomorrow if NASA just said,
Oh, by the way, we're
Guys.
fake.
Chaos.
the Earth is flat, by the way.
Oh my god, it would be chaos.
Do you think?
Oh man, yeah, people would lose their shit. People would be like, where's the edge? Like, who's lying? Why have they been lying? How long have they been People would be mad as hell. So us flat earthers, we're being used to absorb that initial.
You feel like that?
Yeah, when I first started talking about flat earth 2 years ago, the amount of negative reaction was immense. Like, there went a lot of flat earth, it had just taken off.
I read a stat that 16% of America believe that the Earth isn't round.
Yeah. But today, I've noticed a change 2 years later already. The reaction is not as aggressive as it was 2
Do you
years
think
ago.
this video will get a lot of backlash?
Not as much as it would have 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think people would have been, man, crazy. So 6,000 years from now, we could be looking back at this time frame as a little blip. Like, oh, remember those 500 years? In the last 12,000 years when everyone thought we were on a ball? Remember those 100 years when people thought they were going to space when they weren't actually going out into space on the ball? It would be a tiny blip. It would be nothing. So right now we all think it's this massive thing, but really in the grand scheme of time, it's a tiny blip in the timeline of humanity. Interesting times, brother. We're living in the most exciting times ever.
Such interesting times, man.
Beautiful times. It's a good time to be alive. It really is. It's an exciting time to be alive. I wake up every morning, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Like, I have to pinch myself.
That's great, because no matter the outcome, if people find out, if you find out, whatever, you're enjoying what you're doing every day.
Oh, man.
And I think that's the key. No matter what you do in your life, I think the most important thing is to enjoy every single day. And that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm not a rich person. I'm not wealthy. I wish I had more money. But within me, mentally, spiritually, I am extremely content. I wouldn't change anything about my life. I wouldn't. If someone said, I'll give you £1 billion today to drop all this and just come and work for me as my PA, I would say no.
Really?
Yeah, of course I would. I'd say no. Absolutely not. This is worth more than £1 billion. Discovering the universe and life and everything is worth more than any paycheck in the world. So I was really excited, Alfie, when you reached out, and then I went on your channel and I saw, wow, you've got a big following, and you're not into conspiracy theories in your channels and stuff.
No, it's all in my personal time. Well, I listen to, do you know The Mile Higher?
No.
It's a conspiracy theory podcast.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend listen to it.
Is that with Joe Rogan, is it?
It's not with Joe Rogan. It's a couple in America. And
Yeah.
they just sit down and they just research into conspiracy theories and then just chat about them. So, Titanic, JFK, moon landing, all different ones we've listened to.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
So, we wanted to find somebody and sit down with somebody that believes in the moon landing conspiracy.
Yeah.
Found you,
Yeah.
which was obviously a lot more in depth than what we planned. So that's how this came around.
Yeah, it's really inspiring that, you know, young people like yourself are open to the discussion, because the amount of people who are not even willing to touch this is just staggering. So it's nice that, you know, you're open-minded like that.
Of course, and I really appreciate, like, when we were planning this, a lot of people that I know personally were like, obviously, as I said, are you sure you want to get involved in this?
Yeah.
Don't let yourself try and take control of the video and persuade everyone. And do you know what I mean? Like, there is the whole... Like, I said to Morgan on the train, I said, I don't know how far this kind of mindset, I suppose, goes. Do you believe that when you're walking down the street that CCTV cameras are watching you at every minute, recording you? Are you trying to like hide from CCTV? Do you have legit like your curtains closed in your house in case people are trying to look? Like, I don't... Where are the limits? But you've been super open, and I really appreciate chatting about everything super openly. And I said to Martin before, is there anything you don't want us to touch? Any topics at all? And you said no, go for everything. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I really appreciate that.
And you're right in being cautious. There is that perception that there are these conspiracy theorists or researchers out there, and they're all crazy and they're hiding from, you know, the Illuminati and the reptilians and all paranoid. And there are conspiracy theorists like that out there, for sure, loads. But majority of them are normal people. Normal people. All my friends who are they're normal people. They have normal jobs.
Do you have friends who believe in like lizards and stuff like that? Like
I know of people. Yeah, I don't believe it personally.
Yeah.
But I know people that and they also are normal people with normal lives. So there's this stigma on conspiracy theories, conspiracy theorists, that they're these weird people, you know, in basements and, you know, hoodies. Normal people, like you've seen. I'm a normal guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite rational. I'm quite level-headed. But yeah, you're right in saying that you should be cautious. There are flat earthers out there that are batshit crazy. I've met flat earthers and I've gone, you've gone way too far, mate.
Yeah.
You need to just take a chill pill and get back to reality.
But I'm sure there will be people that watch this video and think that about yourself.
Yeah, definitely. The irony.
But the thing that I appreciate the most about this, and you having me and Morgan over, is obviously we could have come over straight with wanting to debunk everything, make you look like an idiot, prove you're wrong, that you're crazy, and taking that risk, I appreciate a lot.
Yeah.
So that's not obviously what we're here for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
It's been good. It's been very thought-provoking.
Yeah.
A lot of information.
A lot. I hope it was what you were expecting. And
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
I didn't expect all the models and everything. Because as I said, I didn't look into everything as much. Morgan looked into some bits on you.
Yeah.
But I purposely didn't, because I didn't want to know what we were going into.
Yeah.
Because I think that's more exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
For me. Much more.